Cypress Hill is on the Cruz Show. Let's get it.
There we go.
What's up, Bobo?
What's going on, man?
Be real. What's good, my guy?
What is cracking?
Where is Sendog at?
His Uber broke down.
No.
Did he smoke out his Uber? Are they hotboxing?
He probably boxed his Uber out and he had to pull over.
My God.
And they said they broke down.
Yeah, he said it was overheating.
Probably the driver broke down and not the car.
After all that weed, right, being boxed out, he definitely broke down and got into his feelings and the problems in his life, I'm sure. And Sendog, being the guy he is sitting there listening.
Yeah. Have you boxed out your Uber yet?
No, I haven't. I haven't.
Wait, have you done that, Be Real?
Not yet. Shit. I'll kill both. Sorry.
No,
No, you can do whatever
Be
you
Real,
want.
say whatever the fuck you want, brother.
All right, shit. I'll kill both of us if I do that. He'll totally pass the fuck out, as we're going. So nah.
I've never boxed out an Uber. I've had an Uber driver offer me coke. But
Are you serious?
That's as far as it went. Yeah. I didn't take it because I would love it, so I'm not going to do it. But I did give him a 5-star for that.
Damn.
And a $5 tip. You know what I mean? Because that's very generous of him. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, my God.
that's
You
a
were
little
out of
extra.
line.
Yeah, and that's a little extra.
That was
I
generous.
was on my way to a
Too
party, and he
extra.
said, "Where are you going?" I said, "A party." He goes,
Way
"You want to start the
extra.
party now?" And I was like, "My guy, chill, bro. We're in Burbank."
Damn.
I'll know it's the right Uber when I see pre-rolls in ashtray. Like,
I've
would you
never
like
seen
a pre-roll?
that. If I saw that, man, I think I would cry.
I
out of
would too. I
happiness.
mean, that's progression.
That is
Y'all are too
progression, man.
much.
Speaking of progression, Cypress Hill's got new music, got a new album. We're going on tour. Elephants on Acid.
Dope.
Be Real. Talk to me about the inspiration behind the title, and of course, getting back in the studio, getting the band back, and knocking shit out.
Well, Elephants on Acid was an idea by Muggs. All credit due to our producer. He was a member of the band and producer and stuff.
And Muggs is alive, right?
Oh yeah, he's alive.
Okay.
Very much so.
He had a rebirth recently.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. So he wanted his vision on the production end was to do something dark, psychedelic, sort of like in the template of our Temple of Boom album, but something a little bit more like right now.
Very cool.
And, when he came up with the idea, I was totally with it because, it's whatever you perceive Elephants on Acid to be. We're sort of leaving it open. And the way he produced the music was to give you a psychedelic trip without actually having to do the psychedelics. Like you feel when you listen to the album from front to back, and he did this to me, so I couldn't fast forward the joints. You put the skip sequences and shit.
Yeah.
So like if you don't like something, you can fast forward, or if you want a quick listen,
You're gonna listen to
when he gave me the first roughs of it, he put one side and then the A side, then the B side. So I had to listen to everything front to back, and it totally feels like you're tripping while you're listening to it, even though you're not. It's
when an artist drops new music and when they've been dropping music, you're going to get fans. You're going to get people that say, I want the old Cypress Hill back. Is there any of that? Is there an evolution of sound?
I would say the style in which he created the music is very out of the box right now. It's not like anything else out there. And it is sort of what Cypress Hill does. It's just got a new twist because, with time, as much as he's, produced different artists.
No, everything and everyone changes.
He evolves and learns new tricks into the fold of his production.
Yeah.
So he brings that and utilizes it in anything that he's doing in a new project. So I think whatever he was doing previous to doing Elephants on Acid, he brought that to the table and just added a new twist to a sound that he had in mind that was like a Cypress sound, but like, a progressive style of this out of the box way of producing,
When I heard the title Elephants on Acid, I immediately thought of another title. I thought of a song title, and I don't know why, but now that you say that, it makes sense in my head. Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, Elephants on Acid. Like, that makes sense to me.
Right. Well, we grew up.
What's up, Sendog?
Hey, there he is.
What's up, Sendog?
Yes.
Be Real said, don't worry, Cruz. He's got a pound of weed for you if he's late.
Oh, man. Well, how many minutes is that?
Right.
Constitute before
You
I
had to catch
give
another
that
Uber
up?
or what?
Did you box out your Uber? Is that what you did?
No. We fixed it. I got out there. We lifted his hood and.
Wait, you fixed it? You helped the Uber with this breakdown?
Yeah.
My
Dope,
God.
man.
Jumped right
I
out.
knew
Like,
it.
I ain't no Mr. Wonderful Mechanic, but I know, with a car's overheating or something.
Sure, yeah. I know enough, you know what I mean, when I
Yeah.
don't have gas in my car, you know what I'm saying?
That's it. That's
Yeah,
it.
As you should.
Okay, back to the Elephants on Acid, Lucy and the Sky Diamonds. Talk to me about that.
Well, we all grew up listening to similar shit. You know what I mean? It was funk, punk, classic rock, metal, and all that stuff. We're big Beatles fans, you know what I'm saying? And we saw a lot of the things that they did to, make people think a certain way and to bring a different style of music out there and just totally fuck with people, give them something different. And the Beatles definitely did that in the Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. And, I think the idea was to do something in that vein with the new Cypress Hill album. So, that is sort of the connection. That was like the inspiration for Elephants on Acid.
Very cool.
Dope.
You know what I want to start, CC? Maybe I think you'll be down for this as well, and I think it's a disservice that you guys are not necessarily in this club. But I think, and I want to start a campaign. And now that Sen is here as well, I think we should start the campaign to induct you into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
I'm with it.
Is that a conversation?
We were
Yes.
It's my brother.
well, we were every year there's a new list of artists that comes up for eligibility.
Got it. Yep.
Right.
Consideration.
And yes. When you have the certain body of work and you hit year 25,
Yep.
a list of names pop up, and we were on the last list,
I saw that.
but we didn't go in that first class. So you could, like LL Cool J, man. I mean, it's crazy how many times his name has come up on the list, and he's actually been in the nomination selection, but he hasn't made it through yet. And all the times that he's been nominated, and guys like Chuck D have brought this up, like, this is ridiculous that LL Cool J, who's had a stellar career as an artist and then crossed over into TV and then, film back into TV, back into film and all that stuff, and still does music, now has his own music channel. I mean, like, his body of work is ridiculous, and he's maintained.
Crazy. Yeah.
And yet he's still not in the Hall of Fame.
Do you guys feel passed up because we're Latino?
No, I don't feel like we're passed up yet, because we barely got our eligibility last year or 2 years ago. So
Sure.
we know that, in keeping up with how they do things, Rush, who has like a 30, 40 year career going on now, they barely got in 5 years ago, and people were making a big fucking deal about that.
Sure.
Like, hey, how
Yeah,
come
but that
Rush?
doesn't mean Cypress Hill has to wait that long.
Exactly.
Well, I'm just saying, looking
respect.
at how
You're respectful.
looking how things go.
I only
would
know one
imagine-
Rush song, bro. I know a lot of Cypress Hill songs.
Yeah, but you
I'm
guys.
sorry, that's all I know.
Well, I think if it was up to fans and stuff like that.
yeah.
you know,
And I'm speaking from a fan point, guys.
I think we have a chance, but the thing is you got to get from that eligibility list to the nomination list, and
Right.
the people
There's
that
levels.
are selecting that nomination list, they're looking at a different criteria than maybe we would look at. So they're putting all these groups on, and that maybe don't make sense to us.
Yeah.
But it's the folks that do that part, they're older folks. You know what I mean? So they're used to a different sort of get down.
They're out of touch. You can say it.
I don't know.
say it.
I don't know if they're out of touch, but it's just like a traditional get down that they have
Yep,
not.
got it.
Maybe with the push of the Walk of Fame and the new record and the visibility, maybe that'll enlighten some people to say, "Oh, wait."
I'll tell you like this, right? If we get in the Hall of Fame, which is a possibility, it'd be a great accomplishment for us, and
Hell yeah.
and we would love it, and we would celebrate the fuck out of it. But if we don't, and I don't think that if is even possible, I believe we will make it. But if
I
we
think so,
didn't,
too. Yeah.
if we didn't, we're in the Hall of Fame in the hearts of our fucking fans, and
Yes,
that's
you
what-
are.
So that's what means
There it
everything
is.
to me.
It is.
I mean, to the weed culture, you're in the Hall of Fame. In hip hop, you're in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
To
That's-
fans,
that's
you're
the-
in the Hall of Fame.
that's
Bro,
the
when I
most
first saw
important thing.
Cypress Hill, I thought to myself, big Wu-Tang fan, right? I saw Cypress Hill and I thought to myself, man, these dudes look like me. At least Sendog does. You know what I'm saying? These dudes are Latino, you feel me?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, I was almost Sendog for Halloween once. But, bro, I was like, but my dad's like, it says marijuana. And I was like, bro, I don't care. But he bought me a weed hat. Shout out to my dad. He bought me a weed hat before I even smoked. But looked around like there's no cameras. But when I saw you guys, there was hope. You feel me? There was hope. I saw you guys making it, and you're on MTV, on the box, on you know what I mean, and on BET, and you think to yourself, "Holy shit, it's possible!" It really is, man. For that alone, you should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Well, that's a great argument there, Cruz.
There we go. There we go.
You hear that, guys?
We were
I was
constantly
completely
always
sober,
trying
man.
to, we talked about it every day on the street, just hanging out, just rhyming or whatever, and how things were gonna be once we got signed and once we got somewhere and did this and that.
Yeah.
And little by little, all those things started happening, and the longevity part was I didn't anticipate that, but just the whole Cypress Hill Get Down thing, and everything that we've been able to do as a crew, as a unit, as a team through all those years. You have to look at that seriously for real.
And also too,
Totally,
like,
yeah.
like
It's
the
to be
effect
taken
that you've had
seriously.
with people, and just like the love that you get. I told B this at one point, that when I lived in Southgate.
Yep.
This is the rumor we heard in my homegirls. They got their name off of Cypress Street right here in Southgate, right?
I heard that,
Yeah.
too.
So we're like, for reals? So we got in my cousin's Mustang.
Yeah, my brother took me to
cousin-
Cypress Street and was
and
like,
we're
"Here,
cruising,
they're not
looking
here."
up and down, and we're like, man, we don't see them. We tried so hard.
My
We're
brother, the
stalking
same
you guys.
thing. My brother was like,
Yeah.
"They're not here, stupid."
Exactly, but we did that. It was a group of girls in a Mustang looking for Cypress Hill right off Cypress Street, because we
Lit.
lived off of Tweedy and I want to say San Juan.
Right.
Yeah, right
Yeah.
there. And we went searching for you guys, but we didn't find you.
Had they known a car full of girls were looking for, I think they would have showed up.
We would have been looking out for that.
Cabrones.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Guys, is there a song that you cannot wait for us to hear off of Elephants on Acid? Is there a verse? Is there a melody? Is there a drum pattern that you cannot wait for people
I would
to
say
digest?
I would say Stairway to Heaven, if that's what it's still called.
The process of making an album. Man.
Yeah,
My
because
favorite song is Band of Gypsies on that album.
Yup.
But I mean, if you ask me that question, I would say, play Crazy. That's an interesting sounding song right there.
We're playing that this morning, man.
Oh,
Talk to me about the
there we go.
sound of that song, though, man. It's
what Crazy?
yeah.
Muggs is that guy, man. He'll
Yeah,
pull
he
Be
is.
able to pull it off.
The
pull
sample
a
king, my
different-
God.
He will pull a different sound out of nowhere that like no one's even thinking about, like the pocket, the pattern, the rhythm of it. Like when I heard some of the beats in the beginning, I was like, oh, because we hadn't worked together, in probably 8 years at that point.
9.
9
Been
years.
9 years, yeah.
Because on the Rise Up album, he only did a couple of songs on that one. So, it had been a minute.
Shout out to the Soul Assassins.
But when he sent some of the things that he had in mind before we actually went into the studio, I was like, damn, he is not fucking around. He is on some on some shit right here.
Yeah. He's on another planet.
And the refreshing thing about it was that he did not get influenced by anyone's sound. He totally did the Muggs thing, like what Muggs would sound like right now. And man, it's off the chain. And all the other work he's doing right now is pretty,
It's been 8 years. It was
solid.
8 years since you guys were in the studio together? Is
Yeah.
that what you were saying?
Yeah.
How was
Yeah,
that going
probably
right back
longer.
into the studio together?
And how much
was-
weed did we smoke in between that?
I mean, we stayed lit. Pretty
Stayed lit.
I'm a functional all day.
Is it just like
designer.
jumping right,
Right?
back into place?
Yeah,
Or?
It's
you
a
gotta
diet of
understand,
litness.
Yeah, I've known B since he was like 13. I know Mugg since he was like 15. I was always the older one, but you never get used to being around your brothers. So whenever it is, however many years it is, you're
Riding a
apart.
bike, huh?
When
Yeah.
you come back, hey, these are the guys that I love and I grew up with, and
Yeah.
you know what I mean. We're still a unit. So
You know what picture I enjoy, man? It's I think you guys were on tour. It's Cypress Hill, Beastie Boys. You guys are behind a stadium. I think everyone's drinking. You guys
yeah.
are playing dice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I cracked everybody that night.
I always tell people that story behind that picture when they ask me about it. I tell them B took everybody's money.
Oh,
And
you
he
good?
kinda-
You good at dice?
He's sitting.
Oh,
He's
okay.
sitting kind of like this, but if you look in his hand, he's got like a wad of money crunched up.
Yes.
Like that.
Yeah, I got everybody's money that night.
My
Sorry.
God.
That was crazy because it was with my ultimate hip hop heroes, the Beastie Boys, and
You know what I'm
and
saying?
I never even considered that we would be on tour with them, but here we were, and we're hanging with them, and it was a great thing, and that was a great moment in hip hop history because you know the brothers House of Pain were also right there.
Oh, and House of Pain was there
House
as
of
well.
Pain.
Yeah, Everlasting.
So
Daddy,
everyone's
Deidre,
drinking.
yeah.
Everyone is fucked.
I wouldn't say everyone
up.
was drinking, but Cypress is doing their part.
Hey, they gotta hear that one freestyle because that sounds like it's elephants on acid. That freestyle sounds like Vanilla Sky.
Did you say that this morning?
Yes.
We're submitting. We're doing this thing Freestyle Friday, right? So we're like, you know, we're getting entries and stuff from freestyles, and God bless some of the people that think they can freestyle.
Yeah.
It's you have to. One of them is just like, oh, it's rough. It's
She was like, she ain't got no friends.
because you have to have a homegirl or homeboy to say, listen, man, that's not your lane.
Yeah, no
You know what
one,
I mean?
no one. You know, they either don't have a homie or they don't listen to him.
Oh
Right,
yeah, true
right.
that.
Have you guys ever had that situation in the studio where you
Yes.
had to break bad news to
Yes,
somebody?
Yes.
What's that like?
absolutely. Okay,
Yeah.
so his brother, when we were talking, when we were homies and shit,
Uh-oh.
you know, we were working together on mixtapes in my studio in Chatsworth, and he brought some chick down there. I can't remember her name.
Uh-huh.
And you know, he was like, hey, you know, listen to her. You know, she might. I think she's kind of dope. So, you know, I give her a couple tracks, and I said, here's these couple tracks. You know, drop them, bring them back, and we'll listen to them. And
Yeah.
then I'll let you know what we're gonna do. Right.
Right.
So she goes and drops them. And it's like some ABC rapping shit. Like she said she had been rapping for like 5-6 years, and you know her that she had a particular style, and I was trying to peel that shit off, and I said, listen, don't try to over project your raps.
Yeah.
Just talk them, like, because she had a good talking voice. So I said, you know, listen to whatever your influences are and dig from that, and then do like a talking voice instead of over projecting, because she sounded whack on the projection, right? So she comes back, and like the raps is like, you know, it was the most basic shit, but like slightly off beat, and like the shit that she was saying was like fucked up, right?
Oh damn.
Was she being racial? Was
Yeah,
she?
too
like,
sexual, like
degrading?
Sexual,
Yeah.
sexual and corny. Like,
Oh, she thought she needed to be that.
she's like, let's just put it to you like this. Like,
Make up a line.
Like I'm the #1 stoner, holding my man's boner.
Oh man.
I was like, okay, hold on.
It's a no for me. It's a no for me, dog. It's a no for me.
So I stopped the shit. I said, okay.
Didn't give you a boner?
No, I did not. I said, you know, and what's crazy is that it was like she was trying to sort of rap like Bahamadia.
Got it.
And she wasn't necessarily my favorite female rapper, you know, but I called it off the top without knowing. I said, so your favorite rapper is probably Bahamadia, right? And she goes, yeah, how did you know?
Baby girl, I figured it out.
I said,
Yeah,
who,
right.
I said, who else do you like? And she's like, well, DJ Quick. I said, go copy a Quick song.
There you go.
And then come back, because this what you did right here, I can't fuck with that. It's like, you know, I know you tried to take the direction, but like that's not it right there. And
Yeah,
so she
yeah,
came back again.
Hey, I give her credit. At least she took the L and came back
And
again,
came back,
right?
hey, bro.
Took the L and it came back.
You can't beat
worse.
someone who keeps getting back up.
Yeah.
Came
She
back
took
worse.
the L
She
and it
came
came
back
back
worse.
worse. Yeah, and I pulled Mello to the side. I said, hey, dog, why did you bring this chick to me? What are you doing, man? Are you
Why?
boning or something? And dude, like, this is
Yeah,
what the
yeah.
promise was?
Right. I'll get you in the studio with Cypress Hill.
Yeah.
I'm like, he's like, nah,
Are you using me for pussy, bro?
She was actually good. Da da da. Right. So I said, hey, I can't work with her, man. I can't do it.
Yeah, not a miracle worker,
And
man.
I said, you know, I'll tell her. If you don't want to tell her, just bring her up in here and I'll tell her. And I kept it 1,000.
Damn.
But he left the studio. He had no, like, he would not be around it when I was breaking into her. I said, listen, you need a lot of practice.
Oh wow.
Because you need a lot of practice. Don't take it wrong, you know, because when we all started,
It was
we all
rough,
needed a lot
sure.
of practice. You said you've been rapping about 5 years. I hear like 6 months.
Got it.
Damn,
But
that's
bro,
crazy that you can determine too. You know what I'm saying?
And at least you told her something. You didn't go ghost on her. You know what I mean? I would have probably said, man, I
would've went
I'm
ghost.
out. You know what I mean? I would have went ghost because I can't tell a person they're not doing what they should be doing. But you're a good guy for at least giving her that.
Yeah, I had to be, you know, I had to break it down softly, but she was not having it. She was like, oh man, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm like,
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
All right, cool.
all right, that's cool. I don't know what I'm talking about. But I do know that I'm not going to work with you, so you know.
That I do know what I'm talking about.
That I do know.
The one if you would have heard the one today, you know you wouldn't work with that person today. Yeah, it was.
Cypress Hill is here, man. Cruz Show, Power 106. Now we're going on tour. You're back in LA on October, yeah?
Yeah.
October, but we're hitting a world tour. We're going everywhere. What are
That's
we?
dope.
What are we looking forward to? What are we not looking forward to?
No, I mean, you know, that's
There has to be one thing you don't look forward to when you
The
go
flights.
on tour. The
Flights.
Yeah, going
Why?
to the airport and dealing with all that stuff just because it's like, you know, a headache. I mean, it's unnecessary. I mean, it's necessary to go through all that checkpoint shit and all that stuff and deal with all that. But it's
Customs and all that.
when you're going from
Yeah.
flight to flight to flight, it's tough.
Yeah, and
ever
you
had to
can't
connect
fly
a
with
flight
weed.
through Heathrow. You know,
Yeah.
ever had to go through that airport, then you get ready to walk.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, some wild.
And then they got some pretty fucked up attitudes at some of the counters down there. You know, they've dealt with so many different attitudes and
True,
egos
yeah.
from maybe like 5 a.m. up. So by the time you get there, they're in there at their last fucking.
Yeah, they're frustrated.
You know, the one thing that would
Yeah.
that I think that would come to my mind is that when you guys are traveling, especially on the world tour, is really like keeping up with the climate change. Like I don't know
Oh,
how
yeah.
that doesn't fuck you up. You know what I mean? From one,
Yeah.
you know,
The
time
climate to
difference,
another.
all of that, sure, yeah.
You sort of got to look ahead and see what the weather's like before you get there, so you know what to pack or you
Yeah.
know what you're gonna have to buy when you get there. But you know, I mean, we've been doing it for 27 years, so
Right,
we've adapted to that part of the
Acclimated.
game.
Yeah. I want to shout out the Cypress Hillbillies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it goes deep. You know, pause. It's a motorcycle club.
Yeah.
And I know the motorcycle culture is insane as well. You know what I mean? But hey, I love the vests. The vests are.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Yeah, hell yeah. Be real. You've performed with one on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Love, man. And then
I had to had to represent for the club. I don't ride like that.
you don't ride like that?
Nah, the only thing I'm riding is low riders, man.
I feel you. I'm scared of motorcycles. I'm not
Scared
getting
too.
on one.
Garcia's
Yeah,
a
I'm
big
not-
motorcycle
yeah.
guy, dog, and I try to get him off that bike. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
it seems a little dangerous.
We're gonna have to
It's not gonna happen.
patch Jeff up,
Ain't
dog.
happening.
Yeah.
Ain't happening.
Patch him up,
Jeff
bro.
out.
Yeah.
He'll be a Cypress Hillbilly
Yeah,
any day.
Perfect candidate for one of the
Perfect
brotherhood.
candidate.
Yo,
You
so
know
are you
what I
still
mean?
doing Hounds Gear?
The Hound Squad stuff.
Yeah, Hound Squad.
Yeah, we're doing like a radio show with it and stuff like that, and like events where, you know, we want people to come out with their pets and their kids and
That's
stuff like that.
dope,
We just
yeah.
Very
had one,
dope.
just last weekend over in LA somewhere.
Yeah.
But the most important thing that I like about what we're doing with Town Squad is we're, you know, pairing up with guys that are coming back from service with, you know, partner dogs for the guys
That's
that
what I
need
love
or
about
want
it, yeah.
That's
you know?
right.
So, and then we do like
way to do
a
it.
couple times a year, we'll do like a comic event, you know, down there on the beach and have a bunch of really cool comics come out and entertain guys that have been there or just regular people that want to come out. But we do it off with the intention for the guys that are coming back.
That's right.
And trying to, you know, give them some kind of support or however we could
Yeah.
to help the transition, you know, from being out there to be coming at home. And so a lot of those
good
guys,
work,
you
man.
know, they need the pet. So we try to find the perfect pet for the right dude, you know, or the
Yeah.
or the right woman or
You guys give
soldier.
CBD to your pets?
I do. I don't know if other people do. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? My dog walks in my house and he comes out stoned. So CBD, he's smelling me. He's smelling me when he walks in the garage. So yeah. So
He
no,
knows.
I do. I believe it. I believe it's a good thing, not just for human beings, but for the pets also.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure, for sure.
Whatever
man.
you could do, you know, just give it to him.
Back to getting Jeff patched up really quick.
Oh my goodness.
He's a perfect candidate, as you said. I'm taking your words.
Yeah.
I agree. He's got a checkered past. He's got a bike.
That
Right.
works.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It all works.
He's with the shits.
Yeah. Have you been down before?
Yeah.
All right. Good.
Wait, what does that mean?
Got that
Like,
out
have
of
you
the
fallen
way.
off?
Yeah,
Or hit, you know, in a car accident, you know, on your bike, or just, you know, fell off.
Before, not this bike, but the previous.
Hey, that's a
one.
close
Okay,
case.
well,
You
That's all
gotta be
right.
down?
That counts too.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
I didn't know that.
didn't know that.
So you have to like have lived through that, I guess.
No, you don't have to, but you know, we like riders that are experienced, so they once you've gone down before, like in traffic or something,
Right.
you know what to look for, type of thing.
Yeah.
And there's two
You
kind of
don't
riders.
panic,
They say
yeah. Can't panic.
guys that have gone down and guys that are going to go down.
Right.
So it's just a matter, you know, once you get in like a motorcycle scene, you know, a club or something, the most dangerous thing is the motorcycle.
Right. You guys watching Mayans?
Yeah, I've been watching it. I saw the first couple episodes.
What'd you think?
know. Yeah, cool. You know, I'm great. I'm good with it. I love that the whole culture has become.
Is it
you know,
correct? Are they doing it the right way?
I think so. I think it's a, you know, what's, you know, of course, always going to be some television involved.
Sure.
You know what I mean? But when you go to the events at other clubs throw and, you know, just motorcycle events in general, I kind of feel like, you know, they know what they're talking about type of thing, you know?
Yeah.
And a big shout out to Emilio Rivera.
Yeah, man.
OG,
So,
straight
Yeah.
up,
he
man.
was a big help to me when I did a little stint on Sun. So I know this is a big deal for him, and I'm very happy for him. So
Yeah,
and hopefully they get me on there next year.
that would be kind of dope.
You hear that, Emilio?